You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, and co-host Keelan Harvey on Alternative Talk AM 1150. Now, back to the show with local mortgage experts Tina Mitchell and Keelan Harvey.
Welcome back to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell.
And your co-host, Keelan Harvey.
Your local mortgage experts right here on 1150 AM, KKNW, the Saturday, July 14th show. It's a great day to talk money, and that's what the show is all about, how to make money, save money, and have a better quality of life for yourself and your family. If you're hearing our show at a different time or day, you are listening to a rebroadcast, but we're here to answer any questions or connect you with the guests that we have on the show today. Please call the show at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150. Or online at themoneyhour.com. In studio right now, back from popular demand, Tricia Tomlinson of Staging and Design Network. To stage or not to stage when the market is hot. Tricia, thank you so much for coming back into studio. It's great to see you.
I'm excited to be here.
And a little bit about Tricia. Tricia is the founder and CEO for Staging and Design Network, offering the first shared rental pool for home furnishings. This member-based network provides a way for stagers, realtors, builders, and interior designings to share a large variety of home furnishing with beautiful styles and a variety of price points. New stagers and real estate agents can rent from established stagers who receive rental and sales income. For those of you listening, it's also a treasure trove for those who love shopping for terrific buys and staging furnitures, both new and lightly used. Check out staginganddesignnetwork.com. And today we're going to talk with Tricia about to stage or not to stage. And I really like that title. It's got a little bit of a buzz to it. Stage or not to stage when the market is hot. So thank you again for Tricia for coming in.
Tricia, so we all know that Seattle is one of the fastest growing real estate markets on the planet. So why bother with staging?
You know, I love this question because I get asked it all the time. When I think about staging, it's kind of like if you're going to sell your car, would you sell your car without detailing it first? Mm-hmm. And so I think the only time not to stage would be if you're expecting to sell your home sight unseen. Then that would be a great time not to stage your home. But if you're planning to have people walk through your home and you're hoping to have multiple offers, that happens when people walk through and they get an emotional connection with the home. So I think in any market, hot or cold, your best chance of getting multiple offers, increasing the price point, through those multiple offers, only happens when you are staging a home. So in fact, it's been proven that homes that are professionally staged sell for up to 18% more in about a third of the time of an unstaged home. So not only do you get an increase in price, but you save that mortgage expense with the time on the market.
Yeah, and having a shorter period of time, too, depending on what market we're in, actually can make a difference in those offers because it's a shorter time sitting on the market. So love that. So staging's been around for many years. What has changed recently over the last few years in staging?
So 20 years ago, when you staged a home, it was really just decluttering the home, rearranging the furniture. And today, people are picking up on the success that builders have had by staging model homes. So really, it's more of a interior decorating where a professional stager will come in and remove all of the furnishings that kind of date a home and bring in all new furnishings and show the home really in its best light. You know, builders have been doing it for many years and they've been doing it because it works.
Yeah.
Tricia, let me ask you, what's included in staging?
So it's funny because stagers get calls from home buyers and realtors who say, how much does it cost to stage a home? And they expect it to not be very expensive. The challenge is there are several components to staging. It's one thing, it's fairly labor intensive. You walk through the home, you do measurements, you look at the opportunities to showcase the home in its best light. And then you go back and you select home furnishings that are going to be rented to go into the home, and you create a design on how the furniture is going to be arranged, how everything is going to be accessorized, the pictures that are going to be hung, the bedding that's going to be steam cleaned, all of that. And so then comes the installation, and then when the project is over, everything has to get packed up and returned back to wherever they got the furnishings. So there's a lot involved with staging. There's just a ton to it. So people should expect to spend 1 to 2% of the sales price when they're investing in home staging. And when you look at getting up to 18% return on your investment, it's well worth the money.
Yeah. So you talked a little bit about the price there, and so when it comes to the costs associated to it, you would imagine it'd be easy to see. You work up the cost versus what statistics would show. You're going to get a higher price, and it pencils to be in your benefit to invest in staging. Correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
So can you stage yourself, or what is the advantages to having a professional come in and use their eye on it?
Well, typically stagers and interior designers have an eye for design, right? And there are people that have that skill set, and if that's the case, sure, you can rent the inventory from the shared rental pool from the stagers who've chosen that inventory specifically for staging. So there's that option. But one of the things we find kind of funny is realtors or real estate agents will decide that they're going to do a DIY stage. They're going to do it themselves. And the project turns out really wonderful, but it's a ton of work. Or it may not. It may turn out mediocre, but stagers are trained, same with interior designers, are trained on kind of the rules of home decor. So certainly anybody can stage if they've got access to the home furnishings, and with the shared rental pool, that's a great tool for people. But it is a lot of work, and it's well worth the money to outsource.
Well, I would imagine, though, you have a huge pool of stuff you could choose from. So every home's a little bit different. So I'm sure your decor needs to be different as well, instead of taking that same decor from one home to the next.
So, Tricia, there's a lot of real estate agents that are actually doing staging themselves. So are you seeing that a lot of that is happening, or is it becoming more or less?
Oh, more and more realtors are staging for sure, as long as they've got the tools and the home furnishings to work with. A lot of stagers own their own inventory, so they don't have that problem of not having furniture to access. But there are professional staging schools out there. We happen to be a staging school as well, so more and more realtors who feel that they've got a knack for design are getting certified to be stagers and offering it as part of their service.
Which makes a lot of sense, because they're already in that space anyways, and if they can get the education and they're talking about price and getting the home ready, and with your company, it's just a perfect fit for agents to be able to benefit, because I know agents that they're hauling their furniture around and they've got this little temporary spot, and it's a big nightmare and a huge amount of work. Whereas if they can just delegate and that release it to you to take care of their furniture, it's a really awesome plan that you've came up with. And I just have to say here for a second before Keelan goes on to his question is, I've known you since the beginning when you started this company, and I was just really, really impressed that you came up with this brilliant idea that nobody else had come up with. You built the software or had a team to do that, and just to see your company do so well and expand, I'm just so happy for you, Tricia, and just again, thanks for being here to share this really unique service that you have to offer to people.
Well, thank you. You already know, Tina, that the program was really developed out of my own need, being an agent who staged, and knowing that no one stager can have all of the right furnishings for every home. So why not share resources?
Yes.
And regardless of all the mistakes that we make in our company, it's a big enough demand to overcome those mistakes, and we continue to grow. So.
Love it.
Well, Tricia, I got to ask you. So I could imagine if I'm going to look at a home and you guys did an amazing job on staging it, I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to keep that look, that furniture. What if I want to buy it?
Yeah, so that's a new thing. In the past, homeowners wanted the tags hidden. They didn't really want people to know that their home was staged. But everybody knows that if you walk into a home that's beautiful, it's probably been staged. Mm-hmm. So if you're walking through a home that's been staged by a stager in our network, those furnishings are all available for sale.
Neat.
So we're just now starting to send out tear sheets with each home that's staged, so you can actually scan the QR code, take it home with you, and decide if there's something that you want to buy.
That is so awesome because it obviously has been thought out professionally why it's in that particular home.
Exactly.
I
Plus,
love
you can
that.
see, the sofa in a home
Yes.
rather than just online or going to a furniture store.
Yeah.
You can see how it actually looks.
Wow, I just see what this could turn into in the future.
And you can scan the code on it, the QR code, to figure out.
On the tear sheets, you can, yeah. So we're leaving little
Wow.
catalogs in the homes, yeah.
So
That's
awesome.
neat.
So where's all the furniture come from?
Basically from stagers. They can source their inventory through us. We work with all of the same manufacturers that most of the furniture companies do locally. So they can source it through us, or they may have sourced the inventory on their own and brought it into the rental pool.
Neat. Tricia, how do I find a great stager?
So you can give us a call. We're happy to make referrals to stagers. Obviously, we work with about 316 stagers as of last year, and happy to make referrals. We get to know the different styles of the different stagers based on the inventory that they're renting. You can also probably Google stagers online for the most part anymore. It used to be difficult to find a stager, but it is no longer.
So the difference between you have a stager, you have an interior designer, and stagers are interior designers in their own right, but not in this maybe the same right as a true interior designer, right? So how do you need an interior designer and a stager, or?
I think the easiest way to describe the difference between a stager and an interior designer, and many stagers are interior designers, but not all of them are. Typically, when you go to school for interior design, you're learning the code for architecture. You're learning all kinds of things that really aren't relevant when it comes to interior decorating. So stagers are more interior decorators dealing with home furnishings and decor. Interior designers can work with architects on moving walls, on electrical, all kinds of different things that are much broader.
Yeah, makes total sense.
So let's say that I want to become a stager. How do I get certified, or what's that process?
Lots of options out there, but we are a staging school. You can go to our website, and there are free webinars that you can sign up with, but you can also attend either our professional staging courses, color certification courses, advanced staging courses, and they're hosted by Joanne Linnart-Weary, who we fly in to teach the courses.
Wow.
We also offer continuing education credits for realtors who want to become certified stagers.
Yeah, love it. Tricia, thank you so much for coming back in studio. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you, Tina.
And coming up next on the Money Hour, he never stops moving for you. Mark Jennings of Home and Equity Real Estate Group right here on 1150 AM KKNW after this short break.